Good evening, everybody. Welcome to The Spot. My name is Kareem Prim, co-host Damian Ware.
What's up, everybody?
Dang, nobody wants to talk about it, but we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Last night, Los Angeles Lakers swept out the playoff.
4-0.
4-0. It's a lot going on here, man. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Nah.
It wasn't supposed to happen. So we'll talk about the NBA playoffs, give an update for everything that's going on. Lakers Nuggets, done deal. Tonight we got Celtics versus Jimmy Buckets. We got to touch on that. We don't know how that's going to turn out, but it looked like they're going to get swept as well.
Right.
The
they
Celtics
got a 3-0 lead.
on their way out of there, and we're going to have to talk. We're going to get into that a little bit, touch on that. Real quick before we get started, I want to give a shout out to your boy JR Moss.
Okay.
They got the Hoop for Coop.
Hoop for Coop
coming up on June 3rd.
Okay, yeah, big event.
Big event, men's health.
Yeah.
You know, basketball, everything. We wanted to get JR on here, but before the event, not looking like it's going to happen. But the story, man, people need to look into. Go to their social medias, whatnot, look into what happened with Coop and understand what that whole thing about the importance of black men's health is. And I think it's a story that everybody will be able to relate to, and it's powerful. And it kind of brings the importance of us getting a little bit more tuned in to our health, getting screenings and that type of thing. They're making it to where everybody can make it easy for them to get out, get screenings, play some hoop.
Nice.
Have a nice little event there. They've been going pretty strong for a few years, so big ups to JR, what he got going on with guys and gals. So,
my guy Moss.
Yeah, so, okay, man, Lakers get swept. Wait, before we even get into that, what did you have to say about your boy LeBron James? Now, this ain't no LeBron James bashing,
no.
But did you see him walk off Isaiah Thomas style after they lost?
Game
3. He jetted right to the locker room. Didn't really stay on the court and give the congratulations and that type of thing. What was going through your mind when you saw that?
I did. I noticed that. You talking about the
after game 4.
After game 4.
Last night.
Because I noticed it game 3.
Right.
And then game 4 again. Like you said, he hung out a little longer, but then he jetted straight off. He went down the tunnel. Only thing was going through my mind was I was like, Brian, don't take the jersey off.
Don't take the jersey?
Don't throw the jersey on the floor.
Cleveland. See, that's a bad memory for us here in Cleveland, right? It's a bad memory. So,
yeah.
So what happened, man? What happened? What did you see that kind of, when did you know that it was over?
I felt like it was over. Well, not over. I thought they was at a disadvantage around game 2. After game 2 in Denver, I saw some things during the course of the game that I was like, man, I don't know if this is good. For one, I thought that Bron in the first half might have needed to be a little bit more aggressive offensively.
He had a little advantage in the post.
He did, and you heard Van Gundy kept alluding to that advantage in the post and how he needed to be taking more, position and taking more advantage in the post. But I don't know. Was it the legs? Is it injury? Is he tired? I mean, what did you see with all fairness to Brian? I seen on 3 occasions where he tweaked his ankle, looked like he might have twisted it, and he kind of just tied it up, right. Tied the shoestrings up tighter, and then he a few plays later. He tweaked it again. Right.
And then in trying to favor that ankle, he looked like he twisted the other one. Now, I seen that in game 2.
Right.
And from then, it was almost like he was a little bit more timid. He wasn't really going off the dribble as much. I kind of attributed to, I think Bron might be hurt and trying to play through it. But it was hard. It was hard to watch, man. It was hard to watch.
It was, because it felt like in your mind you asking yourself, are we approaching that moment?
Are we watching it as it's happening?
Yeah, or are we watching this thing get closer to the end of Bron's career where we start talking these retirement conversations? Like, is that what's going on?
Well, that's the thing. So when do you leave? You know, that one thing that I've always heard is that the great players, they don't leave on their own.
Right.
You got to make them leave. You got to
You got to put them out their misery.
You got to put them out their misery. You got to run them off the court. You got to run them out the gym, man.
Yeah.
Because they'll hang around forever. In my opinion, and I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan.
Right.
But in my opinion, he should have never got those last 2 rings.
Right.
In my opinion, he was too big of a Kobe Bryant fan, respect, and he should have been choking Kobe out.
Yeah.
Them last couple of years, he was up in age, and he understood the game. That's the difference between now. When I look at Bron right now, there was a time when there was some young guys that was on their way up, and Bron, he was kind of slowing down a little bit, but you kind of felt like, okay, he knows the game. He knows how to win.
Right.
So even though these young cats is more athletic, they in better shape, they younger, they got younger legs. Even though they got the advantage there, he could still beat them because
mental game.
He had the mental.
Right.
That was LeBron James' superpower, was the basketball IQ.
Yeah.
That was his superpower. But you can see in that press conference last night, he seemed like somebody got some kryptonite. It's other cats that understand how to win. I used to say, Bron got to win as many championships as he can before these young boys figure out how to win.
Figure it out. I remember you used to say that.
And I think they didn't figure it out. And I think what's more, he knows that they didn't figure it out.
Do you think like Joker is the major kryptonite right now? Like, cause I heard him today talking about him being basketball IQ wise that next like LeBron.
Yeah, he was. Bron was kind of lightweight talking about it like normal people wouldn't even understand what he understood about the
cold language.
Yeah, it was like, but y'all don't I'm not even going to get into it because y'all don't really understand it, but I understand.
Right.
Whoa. I said, okay, he's really took his hat off to him.
Right.
And that was it, man. But that superpower, man, his superpower, I think that he sees that it don't really have as much of effect on these young cats. So the quote that he said in the post game, he said, I only play to win championships at this stage of my career. That's the only reason that I'm playing.
I don't like to say it's a successful year because I don't play for anything besides winning championships at this point in my career. And I don't get a kick out of making a conference appearance. I've done it a lot, and it's not fun to me to not be able to be a part of, getting to the finals. But we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward. But I don't know. I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, got a lot to think about. Appreciate it.
Thanks, so.
It's looking like, okay, he might be looking to get a nice little exit on out the league, go out on top. Don't do the Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Don't do the Mike Tyson.
Right.
Fiddling around for your mouthpiece.
Cigarette,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Woo.
Go out on top, Jim Brown style, Barry Sanders style.
Exactly.
On your own terms.
Right.
Even Cole stayed too long.
He stayed too long.
I think if it wasn't for the Achilles, he would have left earlier, but he didn't want to leave with the Achilles being the last memory that people seen of. And as a result, it came too long.
Too long.
Mike with the Wizards, we just act like we didn't even see it. We act like it didn't even happen.
That Michael Jordan with the Wizards, it happened.
Yeah, it happened.
And the one visual that I get was Mike on a play getting lightweight crossed up. It was the AI. Everybody thought that the AI crossover was the worst.
Right.
But this one, I can't remember who got Mike, man, in that Wizards uniform, but I remember they was at home because he had the white uniform on.
Right.
Mike hit the canvas. He hit the court. And almost like, hit his chin. I said, man, his equilibrium is not even the same. It's time to go.
And as much as people was talking about, they kept overplaying over and over again the play with Bron on the fast break, one on nobody, loses the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
But I tell you, man, I'm going to find it. If I find it, and it is running right now as we talking, right? I'm playing the clip as we talking. But Jordan had a play that looked identical
to that one.
Fast break, by yourself, go up, don't know what to do with it, lose it out of bounds. And it was like, that end is something else.
Yeah.
Undisputed champion. Father Time. Undisputed champion. So, okay, so you mentioned your boy Nikola, the Joker.
The Joker.
Jokic, right?
Yep.
He passed Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain had a record that lasted 56 years long. Most triple doubles in the playoffs. And we ain't even started the finals.
Right.
He just got through the Western Conference Finals. He didn't already pass Wilt.
28 years old.
28 years old. Against the Lakers, 3 triple doubles in a 4-game series. 28 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists for the series.
For the series?
For the series. That was his average for the series.
28,
15, and 12.
Wow. Now see.
I don't think Bron coming back. Because that guy is not going anywhere.
He's not. He's only 28 years old. And to think that during the course of that series, Joker came in, played good, played well. He was efficient all series long. That 1-2 punch, Murray and Joker.
Okay.
Murray, 26 years old.
26.
And he just was lights out. The Lakers didn't have an answer for him games 1 through 3. And then you come out and you get finished off. And they opened it up. That 1-2 punch, I felt, opened it up for the rest of the gang, the role players, the bench, because everybody.
And they were ready. Those role players
was ready. They was ready. Everybody kept talking about that, how the role players and the bench outplayed them, and so you just have to kind of tip your hat to the fact that Denver just had a better team.
Yeah, they was better. I'll tell you what, man. We're gonna peek down that game a little bit before we get into our other topics. We got a lot of topics to cover. We're gonna take a quick break. Let's knock it out for Upper Room Apparel, our sponsor, you know what I'm saying? That they carrying the bills, putting the bills. So we're going to knock Upper Room Apparel out. Let's hear a word from them, and we'll be right back.
The perfect balance of streetwear and luxury proves we're just built different. The brand's DNA celebrates who we are, and is unapologetic in our cultural evolution. It's fueled by the aspirational motto and brand mantra. The Upper Room, where great minds meet. Walk with me.
Let's bring together every hood and every city, every borough. Real is rare and it's that Upper Room Apparel. Meaning of the minds and it ain't nothing but love. Great minds think alike, 2 brains better than one. You got my back, I got your front. Forever solid, it's in us we trust. Might not come overnight, before you walk, you crawl. United we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, divided we fall.
Welcome back to the spot. We back. We talking about these Lakers, man. The Lakers Nuggets series, and what we really talking about is whether your boy King James is going to start heading for the exits, man. Is it retirement? Is that the talk? What happened? What exactly happened during that series? You was talking about Murray. You was talking about the role players. Was it coaching? Because I thought that Ham did a good job coaching. He just, for every counter that he had, they had something to plug the hole.
Right. I can agree to that to a certain extent. I think that there was a little bit of everything. I think it was the 1-2 punch. I believe that Denver had the fresher, younger 1-2 punch. There's a certain level of skill shooting wise that gave them the edge also. And then you get off into the role players and the bench players. They technically, it seemed like they outperformed the Lakers role players and the bench players. Coaching, I gave an edge to Mike Malone.
Okay.
Because, and even though Darvin Ham, I feel like Darvin Ham kind of, at the end of the season and in the first couple rounds of the playoffs, he might have, overachieved a little bit in a lot of people's eyes. They came in, they went from 13th threatening to play in to the number 7 seed.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he did a good job, but I questioned the offensive play calling down the stretch of the games. And I felt like Mike Malone kept it simple. He went to Joker and he went to Murray, and he allowed them to cause reactions out of the defense that would give either the short closeouts, the late closeouts, or the one-on-one and the mismatches to the role players.
Yeah.
And so I questioned that call, and I wanted to know, was that a result of LeBron's legs, age? Did the playoffs catch up with him?
I think that I think it had more to do. It was some of that. It was all of that. LeBron is 38. And I think that the only reason that we expected him to do the stuff that we expected him to do is because he's LeBron James. And he's superhuman in a lot of people's eyes, and people don't want to see the end.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
But the reality is that these cats just had a better team. They was built better, and they was built for this moment. A lot of people don't remember that, and I was rooting for the Lakers. But the team that I was scared of when they was playing in the bubble was the Denver Nuggets. And the only reason I think that they beat them in the Western Conference Finals is because your boy Murray tore his ACL. So fast forward, the Joker plays a year and a half without him.
Right.
That extra weight on his shoulders made his legs stronger. He became a better player.
He did.
Then you get Murray back, plus you bring in these people. Lakers prepared Caldwell Pope for the moment.
Wow.
And he was ready for the moment. He was using the stuff that he got from Bron, using it on Bron.
In Denver.
Right.
Right.
So it was crazy, man. I think that, but the reality is that you got a number 1 seed.
Right.
We don't see, we in the Midwest, we don't see the Nuggets on TV a lot. So you got the number 1 seed, been number 1 all year long.
Yep.
And you got somebody who played themselves into a 7 seed at the last minute.
Yep.
Really, to be honest, a number 1 seed against a number 7 seed, they supposed to sweep.
They're supposed to beat them up.
The only reason we even thinking of it differently is because it's Bron.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I said the same thing. I said the only reason that we gave the Lakers an opportunity to come out of this series right here, or any of the previous 2 series, was because they had LeBron James. And we totally, like you said, we basically look at LeBron, he's superhuman.
Yeah.
We look at him like he's the most conditioned athlete ever. And we don't even want to apply the 38 years old to him.
We didn't even want to admit that the dude was getting tired.
Right.
Because we didn't convince ourselves he's spending, the numbers that got astronomical now. He's spending $300 million a year on his body. You know what I'm saying?
It's 300 mil now.
$300 million.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know how people do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I think that when it comes down to it, you're really talking about the preservation. It's not about Bron leaving the game. because he's washed up or anything like that. Bron could, in my opinion, he could play 5 years and go out coasting. The question is, do you want to be in that GOAT conversation? See, now that comes back up because you can't go out like a bum. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, love him to death. But Kareem went out struggling.
He did.
He kept on retiring, coming back. He retired again, come back. You know, he getting his little 12 points.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
In my opinion, if you're going to be in the GOAT conversation, you can never fall out the top 5 players in the league. Once you get out of the 5, between 5 and 10, you in the red danger zone. You in the red alert zone. You need to start heading for the exits. If you fall out of 10, you got to go.
You off the list.
You got to go.
I'm gonna agree with you. And one of the things that I remember vividly was me. You know, I grew up a Laker fan. My house was Cavs, Lakers. My dad and my dad was big on Jabbar, the king. That was the first cat that they was calling the king. But like you said, those playoffs, Jabbar was struggling. My dad, get it inside the sky hook. I'm like, man, quit passing him the ball. I'm a young dude. I'm like, he's garbage. He's like, boy, that's Jabbar. It was over.
You're going based on the history of it.
And we go,
the reality of it.
The reality is, I'm
this
seeing,
cat can't do what he used to do. He's just
at
not.
the end of the road.
Got you. So you're looking at, okay, you stick a fork in Bron right now. You know,
Wow.
Look.
We don't even want to talk like that.
Well, this is the thing. This is how we talk about everybody else, man. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Everybody know we love Bron. Everybody know we respect this game. But here we go. If he's done right now.
It just sounds
look. It sounds painful. But if he's done right now, if we've seen everything that we're gonna see of LeBron James, here's some numbers for you. All right, Kobe Bryant career numbers: 25, 5, and 4. 25 points career, 25 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 championships. Bron, 27, 7, and 7. That's
20.
That's respectful.
7 and 7. That's
27, 7, and 7. That's super respectful.
That's super greatness.
With 4 championships and all-time leading scorer in league history.
League history, number 1.
Top 4 assist all time. And creeping into the top 10 for rebounds all time.
Okay. Numbers.
Then you got Mike. Career numbers: 36 and 5.
36 and 5.
Career average. 36 and 5 with 6 championships. All-time career points per game. Do you understand what that is? Nobody ever in the history of the league averaged 30 points a game for their career. Points per game.
And we're talking 14 seasons.
16.
16.
Yeah. 16 seasons. So just something to chew on. We ain't even going to get into talking about that, you know what I'm saying, and comparing back and forth. We'll come back to that conversation a little later at a later date.
Don't forget about Washington.
See.
So he still averaged 30. We can't forget about Washington.
See, if you delete those Washington years, he's probably up around 32 points a game.
Okay.
Because I think he only averaged about 23 points a game in Washington in those last couple of years.
Leave that one
He's still respectful, being an old cat on his way out, but there it is.
Okay.
We looking at possibly a Heat versus Nuggets finals. I think this is the finals we were supposed to get in the bubble. If Murray don't get hurt, that's the finals you got in the bubble.
Right.
It kind of adds legitimacy to the bubble championships because right?
So you want me to take and I thought about this when it shook down to the teams that was left.
Same 4 teams.
Same 4 teams. So it does. So you got to take the asterisks off.
Take the asterisks off of
teams
Bron's
right
championship with the bubble. Okay, all right, we got that.
Bron number 4.
Go ahead and give me more 4 in a legit way. In a legit way. What's your matchups and predictions? We are gonna assume that over the next 4 games, Boston isn't going to be able to get it done. We're going to put Boston we're going to put the Nuggets and the Heat in the finals. What's your predictions?
Nuggets and Heat, I'm going to predict that the Nuggets will beat the Heat about 4 games to 2 in 6.
Okay, in 6. I thought you were saying in 4.
No.
They ain't
6.
about to sweep them.
No, I don't think it's
Jimmy Buckets ain't going to lay down like that.
I'm not. I'm hesitant to give Jimmy only 2 games. A lightweight want to say it might go 7.
Man, listen, Udonis Haslem would be to choke somebody out on that bench over there. Old school, it ain't going down.
He's still over there.
I tell you what, matchups. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna hurt Miami in my opinion. What's the little short dude that came from Toronto?
Kyle Lowry.
Yep.
He's
going to be the Achilles heel for them. Because the cats that he's going to be chasing around, he's going to be in foul trouble every single game. That's what's going to kill him. I think it's going to be done. I'm going to say 5 games.
5 games?
I'm going to say 5 games.
Now, what do you think? What if the Heat makes an adjustment and stick your boy Jimmy Buckets on Jamal Murray?
Buckets on Jamal Murray? It's just too many weapons.
It's too many weapons.
They got too many. And the thing is, these cats that's the support players for Jimmy, the only reason that they hanging around is because the Celtics is playing like bums.
Right.
If the Celtics are, they look horrible.
They look horrible.
They look horrible. And
they look
if they look legit, if they were really playing basketball, and then I think that would be no way, shape, or form that they would get ready to close them out in a sweep.
Now let me ask you a question. You said something the other day, we was talking about this, and I don't know if you're gonna remember exactly the analogy you was giving. Talk to me about why the Celtics leadership, the style of the 1-2 punch, why is it not working? Is it too passive?
Two things, I think. One, I think, is that when it comes down to the 1-2, basketball is played either outside, inside, outside. In other words, from your guards to your center, back to the guard, or it's played inside, outside, inside. You're going inside to your big man, kicking it out to the perimeter, and then back inside. Their top 2 players do the same thing. That's one thing. That's one reason, is that they don't complement one another. And everybody is talking about that. I think that's the truth. I agree with that. The second thing is leadership. I don't think that their leadership, I think they have a more, and I want to be careful saying this.
I kind of want you to say how you said it the other day.
I think they have more of a maternal style of leadership.
Okay, yeah.
It's more of a maternal style leadership to where it's more nurturing. It's a nurturing style of leadership. Like you can have, like when you think about leadership from Mike,
right,
Kobe, Jamal Murray, Magic, these cats, they'll cuss you out.
Right.
When it came to winning,
right,
that was, our friendship ain't more important than winning.
No.
I'll cuss you out.
Yeah.
And in Mike's case, literally punch you in order to be able to get this thing done. At the end of the day, you seen what Kobe did to Paul Gasol,
right,
when they was playing France.
Right.
And nothing's more important than winning.
Right.
And I'm going to let you know that. So the other style, and everybody got their style.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You'll look at people like Jason Tatum and Bron and Embiid and these cats, and it's more like, we're going to be friends. We're going to support each other. We're going to love each other. We're more of a family and this, that, and the other. Well, that's great until somebody get hit in the mouth.
Right.
And then, you know, it's like when one of Suge Knight's boys slapped Snoop in the back of the stage when they was at the concert, and they say, Master P, they all come running out. Somebody just slapped Snoop, and they was like, where he at? Which way did he go? No, he's standing right there. Dude didn't even run. So it's like, all right, man, let's get out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Let him go.
because that dude is huge. But this is the thing. It's like them cats was like, it's a maternal style, and when it come time to really get in somebody's face and make them accountable,
Right.
And then there's not the energy, the relationship is not there to do that. Whereas if you don't even have no close relationship with your guys, it's all business first. I'm going to make you accountable.
Right.
You about to make us lose. You are loafing. You
Right.
not hustling. You not. Why didn't you dive for that ball?
Right.
We going to have a conversation about that.
And
And
no
I think
friendship
that
in
right
jeopardy.
there is what's keeping them from going to the next level. They need somebody that's going to be more, all this whole Jason Tatum cut from the cloth of Kobe Bryant and all that garbage, man. I tell you what, man, I turned ESPN off the other day, man. I don't know, you know, it just rubs me the wrong way. This cat got to earn that, and I don't think that he's done it. So,
He ain't.
rapid fire as we close this thing out, man. We going to talk about, I'm going to name some names, give a quick analysis on what's going on. Let's bring us up to the spade. First one, Ja Morant.
Idiot.
Wow. What's going on with Ja?
Ja fumbling the bag. I just paid attention. All these incidents, you got the 8-game suspension from the pistol waving.
Right.
Then his buddy go live and he waving another pistol. You got the incident with the 17-year-old kid. You got the strip club incident where he waving the pistol at the strippers. They want him banned.
Yeah.
And then a fact that I noticed in the article was that, and I think we talked about this, because you got suspended to 8 games and you didn't make the number of games, you didn't make all NBA.
You got to play a minimum number of games per year to be qualified as an all NBA player.
$39 million down the toilet.
Because you don't qualify for a max contract unless you're an all NBA player.
Idiot.
That's a lot of money. See, it's one thing to not care if you're getting $50,000 or $25,000 for a technical foul fine or something like that. It's one thing for that. It's a whole nother thing when you're missing $35, $40 million because you did something that's real crazy. Now the interesting thing is that with Ja Morant, that's a situation that's kind of bringing about. I'm noticing. I don't know what the number is for sure. It might be 6. It might be 7. Last league MVPs, international players. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Is it safer to bank on European players?
I know yeah.
Is it safer to put my money into a European player? They seem a little bit more humble. They seem a little bit more grateful. They not out doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Whereas the US born players might seem a little entitled. Like, you know, I don't really have to stay out of trouble. I run this and I can do whatever I want to do. If you're a franchise owner, do you invest in a Ja Morant or do you go get you one of these international players? Because if they the ones, the game is changing. Mm-hmm. Literally the rules of the game are changing to favor the international style of play.
Yep.
It ain't no mistake that these international players are getting MVP every single year.
Right.
The rules are changing to accommodate their style of play.
Right.
Which is going to be, and I made this prediction a couple of years ago and it's starting to come true. I said, it's going to be like baseball, Major League Baseball. In Major League Baseball, you'll be looking at the players and you'll swear that it's about 30% black people. And then when they start talking, they speak in Spanish and you realize they're not from the United States.
Right.
That's the same way it's going to be in the NBA 10 to 15 years from now. It'll be hard to find a top player in the NBA that's a US born athlete.
It will. You got Giannis. You got the young kid going in the lottery. That's going to even be the brothers. And it is safer. It's less riskier because look at your boy Ja.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's killing it. And okay, Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray, underrated. Underrated. The injury in the bubble held us up from even knowing what pedigree Jamal Murray was. And I think we've seen it. I think we're going to get to see more of it in the finals. And everybody is going to be an eye-opener as to what type of player this is.
Are you paying attention to the energy that he's giving off?
Alpha
Type energy.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum was one of my favorite players. I had high hopes for Jason Tatum, and I might have been a little biased because he was a Kobe Bryant understudy. But he is not living up to the Kobe Bryant, cut from the Kobe Bryant cloth. He does not have that pedigree, that dog, that killer.
And it ain't just this year.
No,
I remember that when he came out with the 24 wristband on, you know what I'm saying, during the playoffs last year. It's more than that, man. It's more than that. Joel Embiid and James Harden.
Joel Embiid and James Harden, I'm going to put them in the all NBA soft category. Joel Embiid and James Harden got to be two of the softest superstars I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I can't even stand watching Philly play.
Wow. Yeah.
And they add no intensity as leaders. Like during the course of the game, you got dudes yelling at what's my man, the small forward that's really like the coach on the floor. He always putting the fire under Joel Embiid. But you got cats like that that's, coming in and getting in his face and lighting the fire under him.
I can't think
when
of that guy's name for nothing.
Yeah, he a fiery dude anyway.
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah, intense competitor.
Yeah.
But he's not the leader of the team.
Yeah, he's
Joel
not supposed
Embiid,
to.
you are.
Yeah, you're supposed to be taking that. And the interesting thing to me is, real quick, is that these cats don't, like James Harden, I don't like that he's okay with losing. He don't get angry enough when he loses for me. So that I'm done with him, and then he crying about going somewhere else. All right, and then we're winding up the career of your boy Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo, one of the greatest scorers to play the game. I think Carmelo, I gave Carmelo a lot of flack because he kind of took on that narrative that he didn't want to win. But we talked about this before with killer instinct, determination, will to win. Players, that's their career. They professional athletes, professional basketball players. I just think that Carmelo took a different route with his career. He fell in the NBA at a time where LeBron was there. You had Kobe there. You had Duncan. You had ring chasers. And he didn't fit in that particular group of ring chasers. So I think his career path became, I'm going to earn the most that I can earn.
Yeah, he had to. You got a lot of people that was making money outside of basketball, shoe endorsements, movies, that type of thing. Melo wasn't getting that money. Melo out on a vineyard drinking wine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he that wasn't his thing. So he had to make moves as it related to how much money he can get out of those contracts, and we understand that. But he was a dog. Kobe Bryant, beast. Yeah. He always said the toughest cat for him to guard ever was Melo. He was a down in the post, a bulldog. And he was real competitive. Yeah. I think he just got the bad end of the stick. But too. Good deal. Conversation, man. We're looking for the finals. We'll get together and do this again when the finals come around.
Yeah.
And but I think Brian, man, hey, hell of a career.
Awesome career.
Hell of a career. All that hanging around to play with Bronny stuff. Look,
is that gonna set his career back a little bit?
Let the kid have his own way Don't be the moon to eclipse
I agree.
that kid's like. He's already not going to shine probably as bright as you did.
Right.
And he's going to be a solid NBA player if you can get the expectation being realistic as it relates to him. But you kind of hanging around, and I seen something the other day that made me feel real good, was that Bron said, just because that was his dream, meaning Bron, don't mean that it was Bronny's dream.
Wow,
and he's okay with that.
Okay, good.
So I was glad to hear that.
Yeah.
All right, we done.
We done.
Stick a fork in this one, and we'll see y'all next time at the spot.
Peace.
Right quick, bonus content. Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard. See, I see. Me and Damian Lillard, we don't get along. And I'm gonna tell you why. Dame is the type of cat I don't think you can win with him. I don't think you can win with him. He's the type of cat that he's so moved. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. If I'm the coach of the other team,
right,
and we in a close game and Dame is on the other team, I'm not even having practice with my team that week. I'm having practice with the fans. Because all the fans got to do is start saying, Dame time, and he's going to shoot from wherever he's at.
So you can get in his head.
He's so trying to keep Dame time going. He's shooting from where they could be taking the ball out. He's just going to throw it.
It's all theatrics.
It's Dame time. He can't help it.
I ain't seen Dame Lillard perform as though he even wants a championship, or just approach the game as if he wants a championship. He's already said that that's not his goal.
But he's lying though. He's lying. I think that he wants somebody to come play with him, but he don't want to leave and go play with somebody else. That was the narrative before. Now he's starting to get a little older, a little long in the tooth, and he's realizing, you know what, I really do want a championship.
Yeah.
So now he's starting to kind of throw the hook into the water a little bit to say, well, maybe, if I'm thinking about going over here, or I'm thinking about, you got your deal. You got your deal. Go Reggie Miller with it. Go down with the ship, man. Go down with the ship. That's the best thing that you should do, Dave. Go down with the ship.
Go Reggie Miller.
Go Reggie Miller on. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.